Yes, you are not dreaming. You read that title right. Islam versus Ilia is going to happen in Spain this year. You know what? Sound the alarm.
Tactical nuke incoming!
All jokes aside though, I think this fight is going to happen. You know, with rumors of Dana White talking about, you know what, if we go to Spain, we're going to have to go to a stadium. And then Ilia Topuria, you know, they haven't announced UFC 314. You know, they say they're going to go to Miami. You know, they say it's going to be Volk versus Ilia 2. But it's not happening. There hasn't been any confirmation of that. And I don't know why Dana is out here blue-balling us, talking about, you know, well, if we did go to Spain, then I guess we would have to go to stadium. What does that mean? Why would you be talking about that if you weren't planning to go? So I think the UFC are going. They're kind of trying to figure things out probably. You know how that shit goes. But I do believe they're going to go. And, you know, Islam, he doesn't want to fight Armin or whatever. And then Charles is, you know, kind of being wishy-washy. And nobody else is going to fight. So please, Joe Rogan's talking about it. Everywhere's talking about it. You know, they're doing interviews. Ilia's out here saying, you know, oh, you know what? I think I can beat him. I think I can submit him. So why don't you make this fight? This is the fight to make it. They're in their primes. The lightweight champ versus the featherweight champ. This fight is a no-brainer. I feel like you don't understand the magnitude of how big this fight can be. You know, even if it's Ilia fighting Volk, Ilia fighting in a stadium is huge. If you don't follow soccer, they are going to most likely fight at the Estadio Bernabeu, which is Real Madrid stadium. This stadium holds 80,000 people. The UFC hasn't been in a stadium in forever. 80,000 people are going to see this fight, are going to see MMA. MMA isn't even big in Spain, but this stadium is crazy. This stadium is brand new, 80,000 people. And you know who plays in that stadium? Real Madrid, the biggest team in Spain. This team has over 160 million followers on Instagram, and they posted Ilia one time, and they got 2 million likes. Ilia gained like 2 million followers just from an Instagram post. Now imagine if they host an event there. You know how big that's going to be? In my opinion, this is going to be bigger than Abu Dhabi. It's going to be bigger than Madison Square Garden. It's going to be the event of the year. I wouldn't even be surprised if it's bigger than the Sphere. This shit would be massive. If I was the UFC, I would be salivating at this opportunity. You know, I'm hearing rumors, oh, we can't go to Spain. Oh, you know, we might go to Spain. So, you know what? I looked at the website. The Estadio Bernabeu, June 7th, the first week of June. You know, it's kind of around that time UFC does an event. It isn't booked. There is a spot. I don't know if that's a coincidence. I'm the only one on the internet who hasn't noticed that. But June 7th, UFC 316 or whatever number we're at this point, I don't care. I want to see this fight. You know, if Islam wins, that shit would be massive. Imagine if Ilia wins, that shit would be even massive. Instantly millions of followers. All of Spain would be watching. So with that being said, I made this card builder. I did the early prelims, the prelims, and then the main card. This shit is stacked, you know, and I wanted to go with something more realistic. You know, I don't want to have freaking Conor McGregor on the prelims talking about, oh, it's gonna be the biggest card. No, bro, I want to have a realistic card. I want fighters from all across Europe. You know, if I'm in Europe, I want to go see Yuri. You know, I want to go see freaking my French fighters. You know, like UFC in Europe can be so huge, and this is the time to do it. So with that being said, I'm about to present to you guys my card. You know what? It's going to be realistic. It's going to have some good matchups, you know, some Spanish fighters on there. And the main card, it is a banger. And honestly, this is all doable. These rankings make sense. Some of these fights are rumored anyways. And on top of that, like, in my opinion, the budget fits it. You know, 80,000 people, and it's just going to sell a shit ton of pay-per-views, and it's going to be massive. Just do it, bruh. Islam versus Topuria, bruh. I know you want to watch that fight. That shit is aura versus aura, you know. Ilia Topuria, we are going to watch that fight. And then Islam, come on, bro. You know, we should watch this fight. This is massive. So with that being said, let's get into the card builder. The first fight we have of the night is Bernardo Sopai versus Taylor Lapilus. Bernardo Sopai is from Albania, so I threw him in there. You know, he didn't take too much damage in his last performance a couple weeks ago. He kind of deserves a step up competition. Taylor Lapilus is on a bit of a streak. You know, last time he fought was at UFC Paris. This is a cool fight. It's similar rankings. You know, we're gonna have the French fans in there. We're gonna have the Albanian fans on there. You know, they're gonna want to support their guys. So this is a good fight. It makes sense. You know, I'm a big fan of both guys. So that would be the first fight. It's cool. It's a calm little fight. You know, start off the card. Nothing crazy. The next fight we have, it is Nurullo Aliyev, I believe, versus Jai Herbert. I don't know if you guys understand. These Tajikistan fans be going crazy. Like, just look at this video of these fans when Nurullo Aliyev just made his debut on Dana White Contender Series. These guys are out here at the freaking local community center bleachers just to watch this dude fight. That's crazy. And then Jai Herbert, the English fans, similar rankings, it makes sense. Narulo, I think he was injured, but whatever. That's a good fight. Next fight is Tracy Cortez. I know you were salivating when I said that name. Tracy Cortez versus Miranda Maverick. Another banger fight. They've been booked before. Miranda Maverick is accusing her of, ducking, whatever. Tracy Cortez is super popular. She needs a fight, and she's gonna, I feel like she's at that point in her career where if she's gonna get a fight, it's gonna be on a better card. She's maybe gonna be main event, co-main event, or she's gonna be on like a Mexico card or something. So you know what? Put her on this card. I'm sure it'd be good for her brand. Whatever. Miranda Maverick, she deserves a step up in competition. So I think this fight would be good as well. Tracy Cortez, she'd probably get a lot more European fans as well. So you know what, bro? Fuck it. Mexico versus USA. Put that shit on the prelims. And then the next fight we have on the card, it is Chris Barnett versus Muhammad Usman. Muhammad Usman is obviously Kamaru Usman's brother. And Chris Barnett, he is a fan favorite. People love him because he's big. He's out here doing backflips, dancing, walking around, He's funny. So, unfortunately, he got injured while doing like a spinning back kick or something in his last fight at Abu Dhabi. But, this guy's cool, and I didn't even know he was from Spain. So, you know what? It makes it even better. So just put him on this card. It's kind of a no-brainer. There's not that many Spanish fighters, so just put him on there. Muhammad Usman, I don't even know what his record is at this point. He's just losing a bunch of fights, going to war with Junior Tafa. Not a good look. But you know what? They're similar competition. I was looking at the rankings. They're similar, so cool fight, calm little fight, whatever. Just put it on there. And then the next fight we have on the card, it is Grom, I don't know how to pronounce that, versus Terrence McKinney. This fight is another banger. Garam, he was kind of on that downward slope, wasn't doing the best, but then he's coming off a win against Jordan Vucenic, and then Terrence McKinney, same thing, he's one of those fighters goes up and down, gets knocked out, knocks you out, whatever, coming off a win the first round. Garam needs a fight. Ilia is Georgian. Some of the other fighters on this card are Georgian. Represent Georgia. Probably gonna be a lot of Georgian fans at this event. And then Terrence McKinney always puts on bangers, You're either going to see him get knocked out or knock him out. He's a true kill or be killed fighter. So this would be a good fight. Matches the rank. It's a step up in competition for both, get back in that win column. So I think this would be a good fight, to top up like the prelims, the early prelims. So let's get on to the normal prelims. For the first fight of the normal prelims, we have Alexandre Topuria versus Cody Haddon. This fight makes sense because they were bugged. Topuria's coming off a win. He looked pretty good in his last fight, so I kind of want to see step up competition. I would have picked against him if this fight still stayed on, but get some Australian fighters in there. Just make the card. I want this card to be like true international fight. We just have all of Europe or whatever, just make it make sense, or just have cool fights on here. So yeah, step up competition. Come on, bro. It's Ilia's brother. He's from Spain. He's one of the better Spanish fighters, so it's a no-brainer. Put him on this card. And then Cody Haddon, just get some, I don't know what's in it for him, but whatever. If he beats Topuria, I'm sure he's gonna get fans. So make this fight. And the next fight we have on the card is Ailin Perez versus Irene Aldana. Ailin Perez, same thing. She's one of those fighters, kind of the Tracy Cortez category. I know they had their beef, whatever. And then Irene Aldana, every time she goes in there, I don't know why she puts on a banger. She's out there having cuts on her face. She's out there, her arm is freaking flailing off her body and shit. Like, she's always out for like a year because she's always just getting her ass beat. I don't know why. But I don't care, bro. Like, that's what I want to see from these women's fights. And then Ailin Perez, too. Same thing, fan favorite, and she's actually pretty good. She was an underdog in her last fight, so she deserves a step of competition. They should honestly make this fight. She's gonna be out there, bro, in front of 80,000 people. She's gonna be out there walking outside, just fucking twerking on that jumbotron in front of 80,000 people. It's gonna be funny. That shit's gonna go viral on ESPN MMA. So cool, whatever. It should be a good fight, but I think this is a good fight. Irene Aldana, she's cool. Ailin Perez is cool too, so that should be a good fight. Next fight we have on the card, it is Daniel Barres versus Ronaldo Rodriguez. Daniel Barres, a little bit more like unknown, but same thing. He comes from Spain, so put him on the card. And then Ronaldo Rodriguez, lazy boy, he was on the main card of UFC 306, which was Nacho UFC, the Sphere. And I didn't actually know this, but Lazy Boy is so fucking popular. This guy has 2 million followers on Instagram. I think his edit on TikTok has like the most likes for a UFC edit like in history. So, you know what? He's cool. He has the fans, you know. And then Daniel Barres, I mean, it's similar level. And I know Daniel Barres has called him out. That's why I made this fight. But it's a good fight. You know, Lazy Boy, he's cool. He's one of more of like my favorite fighters when it comes to like those lower divisions. He's funny. He's going to be out there fucking doing his dance, you know, just dancing, walking down in front of 80,000 people. You probably like soccer too, you know. So it'd be a cool fight. People are going to root for him. So it would be cool. And then Daniel Barres too, you know. He's from Spain. So I think that would be a good fight too. On to the next fight. The next fight we have on the card is Aljamain Sterling, former champion, versus Lerone Murphy. You know, Lerone Murphy, Englishman. He's undefeated. Yeah, coming off a win against Dan Ige at UFC Abu Dhabi. He wants that step of competition. Aljamain coming off a loss. So, you know, it's winnable for both. Aljamain Sterling, cool. He was on the prelims last time. So, you know, I'm sure he wouldn't mind being on this one. So, that would be a cool fight. You know, the rankings make sense. And Aljamain Sterling, he's a cool dude, bro. He's one of my more favorite fighters. I respect him. If there's no Aljamain Sterling fans, I am no longer alive. He is cool. So, good matchup, whatever. Nothing too crazy about this fight. But, yeah, onto the prelim headliner, and you can see it right now. And that fight is Johnny Walker versus Ibo Aslan. You know, Ibo Aslan, he fights, I believe, this week or next week. He's going to fight Ian Cutelaba. I have him winning against Ian Cutelaba. Get some months off, whatever, and face Johnny Walker. You know, Johnny Walker, bro, this dude has the power to knock out a fucking elephant. But he also be getting knocked out in the most Dr. Seuss ass ways. I don't know why this dude bites into an apple and he goes flying across the room. And Ibo Aslan is a beast. The last Ottoman, he's from Turkey. He's cool. So, a lot of knockout power, a bunch of finishes. So, you know, good way to crack into the rankings. I think this is a better fight than the Bogdan Guskov fight. So, it would be cool to see this fight. And it's a banger. These two big-ass sluggers, whatever. You know, a big boppers on this card. So, it'd be cool to headline the prelims. So, I think this would be a cool fight to headline the prelims. Get people hyped. So, yeah, this has concluded the prelims. So, on to the best part of this video, the main card. Just look at this beauty. This is a beautiful main card. Take my money. This I am paying the $80. First fight, we have Joel Alvarez versus Benoit Saint-Denis. This fight is rumored. Benoit Saint-Denis is coming off a couple losses. I feel like a lot of people don't know about Joel Alvarez. Joel Alvarez, I think all of his wins, 21-22 wins, all by finish, coming off a first round finish against Drakkar Klose, who was on a streak. Joel Alvarez is 6'3". He is amazing at jiu-jitsu. He can knock you out. His only losses, I believe, are against Gamrot or Garam and Armin Saryukian. So nothing to be ashamed about. I think he has a lot of potential. I know he's been talking about not being able to make that cut, but whatever. You know what? I'm on this card. He's like the best Spanish fighter other than Ilia right now. And this would put a lot of eyes on him. You know, really crack him into that top 15. He deserves it. So this fight would be a banger. If you know these guys, bro, this fight would be a fucking banger. So, perfect way to start off the main card. You know, the Spanish fans are going to be out there going crazy for this. The French fans are going to be out there going crazy. Olé les France! So, you know what? It's going to be cool. And the next fight, of course, it has to be Yuri Prohaska versus Jan Blachowicz. This fight has been rumored for years. People love Yuri. And you know what? People respect Jan a lot. And I know Jan is fighting Carlos Ulberg. So, if he's not able to make the fight, I think Khalil Roundtree should step in. You know, this would be a good fight. You know, the rankings are pretty similar, and it would be cool. So, you know, this is just a banger. I just want to see a banger, bro. I just want to see Yuri Prohaska, same thing like Jamal Hill. That was a good fight. So, you know what? Have him fight Roundtree or Jan. It doesn't matter. You know, just have Yuri on the card. I've been asking for a UFC Europe card for years, so this fight would be amazing. This whole card really isn't that realistic. If you look at UFC 311 and you look at my card, they are very, very similar. So, you know what? Have it on there. And the next fight we have on the card, it is Conor McGregor. You need to fight somebody, and I am that somebody. Get your candy ass back in the octagon. See you at the top. Of course, it is Michael Chandler versus... Your breakfast is shit. I want bacon and sausage. Why is it sausage or bacon? I want bacon and sausage. So it is Paddy Pimblett. You know what? This fight, same thing. It's been rumored. It's been rumored. And I think it's a banger. I think they should make it. Michael Chandler, he's awesome. He loses a lot. He has a lot of haters. But I don't give a fuck, bro. Paddy Pimblett's cool too. Just imagine the 80,000 fans that need to be out there walking to Heads Will Roll. Dun, 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 dun. Bro, that shit's gonna go crazy on that Sky Sports page. Don't even lie. So, you know what? It would be a banger fight. Paddy Pimblett deserves a step up. And Michael Chandler, he's in that stage of his career where he just needs those cool, fun fights. And you know what? Michael Chandler can retire tomorrow, and I would still have respect for him. He's an amazing fighter. And you know what? He can even lose this fight. And he could say, bro, when I went to the UFC, I fought in front of 80,000 fucking people in a stadium. Like, who cares if you lose, bro? That's an achievement in itself. And you know what, bro? He's the perfect, Coliseum fucking fighter. We know this. We love Michael Chandler, so have him on this card. And then onto the title fights. We have Valentina Shevchenko from Kyrgyzstan versus Manon Fiorot. Manon Fiorot is pretty fucking slept on. Like, you guys need to see her record. I don't know how she hasn't gotten a title shot yet. She's on a 12-fight win streak. Has been amazing competition in the UFC. So, she deserves this fight. The Zhang Weili fight can wait till the end of the year. And Shevchenko, same thing. She needs to fight somebody else besides Alexa Grasso for the 12th time. So, make this fight. Manon Fiorot, she's going to have the French fans, oh la France, on her. So, it would be cool. A lot of French fans can go to this card. And so, same thing. And if not, if this fight happens before or afterwards, put Merab versus Peter Yan or Sean O'Malley on there. It would be cool. Put Merab on there. It doesn't matter. They're cool with Ilia. Same thing, Georgia champ. But I'm not trying to blow the budget too much. So, that's why I didn't put him on here. So, and you know what? We need the women representation. We need more eyes on the sport. So, put this fight. And then on to the main event, we have Ilia Topuria. We have Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev. This fight will feed my family. This fight will feed my kids. This fight will feed generations. The same way Max versus Ilia. That shit had me. I wasn't able to sleep for a week before that fight happened. I went to Hawaii because I was so hyped for that fight. I was having nightmares of Ilia knocking him out. And he did knock him out. But it doesn't matter. This fight will feed generations, bro. It is Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev, bro. I would miss my kid's birth for this fight. You know what? I'd have to call out of work for this fight. This fight is crazy, bro. Ilia Topuria, same thing. Number 4 pound for pound. Knocked out Max Holloway. Knocked out freaking Volkanovski. And then Islam Makhachev looks unstoppable. Every time I mention this fight to somebody, they go, fuck, bro. I'd have to go with Islam. He's unstoppable. So, make this fight, bro. I don't know what the UFC has to do with this fight. I don't know if the UFC needs me to go to the headquarters, dump syrup on me, splash some feathers on me, and dance in front of the headquarters, but I will do it for this fight. This fight will feed my family. So make this fight. This fight, it's a no-brainer. I don't need to explain to you guys who these guys are, bro. It is Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev. We've seen Georgian wrestling beat the Russian wrestling. So just make this fight, bro. This fight it's a no-brainer. They're in their primes right now. I don't want to wait until one of these dudes retire and they start talking about this. I don't know what would even happen in this fight. Honestly, I don't know who I would lean with. I don't know who I would have a breakdown with. I would have to freaking do a whole breakdown just on this single fight. This fight would be crazy. This fight and then John Jones versus Aspinall. Give it to me this year. And I don't know what I would do, honestly. I don't know what I would do. But I don't care, bro. This fight is amazing. So, yeah, this has been the whole card. This shit's amazing. It's pretty realistic in my opinion. But, yeah, this card has been amazing. And I really, really hope the UFC goes to Spain and puts on a fucking banger. Because the fans deserve it. And I need to see this fight. Inject this shit into my veins, Dana. I don't give a fuck what you do to me. I need this fight, bro. Thank you guys so much for watching the card builder. You know what? Make sure to follow all my socials and watch some of my other videos. I made a video about, I'm going to be linked somewhere around the screen. I made a video about what if the UFC had an Olympics? What if there was an MMA Olympics? What if there was a UFC Olympics? So make sure to watch that. It's a very good video. So, and you know what? With that being said, follow all the socials. Subscribe, leave a comment. What are some ideas? What you think about the card, Do you think it's a good card? Did I cook or did I not? I don't know, bro. Let me know. So go ahead and leave a comment. And until next time, I should be having the UFC, this Fight Night's predictions up in 2 days. So be on the lookout for that. It's a calm little card, so be on the lookout for that. So thank you guys so much for watching.